This project was based on the corset originally from the late 1880's from the book Corsets and Crinolines by Nora Wake. I photocopied the pattern from the corset and drew a checkered pattern on top according to the size chart. Then using that as a reference, drew out the pattern to full size. Cutting that out and taping the pieces together to get a feel for what the size of the portion originally was. Then I realized that to whom the corset was made for was rather small and petite compared to me. So I cut up the paper mock-up and pinned the pieces to my dress front to see how much I needed to add and where. The second paper mock-up was more successful. From there I made the mock-up in some scrap fabric to fine-tune the fit until I was satisfied with the fit and shape. I used a light but tightly woven vintage cotton fabric for all the pieces of the corset. I started by tracing out all the pieces with some tailor's chalk, adding the seam allowance as I go, and marking each piece, doing only one half of the corset at a time. then carefully cutting out all of the pieces. I first stitched together the center front and center back, adding a bony channel to the center back piece where the lacing is going to be, and adding my basque to the center front. Or to be more specific, a curved spoon basque, which was very popular during the late 1800s. Then I pad stitch the two layers of the rest of the pieces together so I can treat them as a single layer. Sewing the channels for the cording, adding the cotton cord, and guiding it through with a safety pin. After that, I can start sewing the panels together, having the seam allowance facing the outside. Once it's all sewn together, I can start removing the pad stitching. Then comes the task of cutting and pressing the bony channels. Once pressed, I put them between the pages of a large book so I don't lose them. Then clink down all the boning channels on the front of the corset. With some of these strategically cover the seams. After the channels have been sewn down and the boning has been added, I cover the raw bottom and top edge with a strip of fabric, which is stitched down by the hand using a silk thread. Then I added some flossing, which is both decorative but also helps keeping the bones in place. I rather like this design since they look like magical runes. Adding some decorative stitching between the cording. sewing some lace to the top edge of the corset. I separated the weave gently so I could add the metal eyelets. This is preferably done with an awl, but whatever gets the job done. And lastly, I added some padding to the hips to help getting that hourglass silhouette.
When sweet Molly Ryan declared that aeroplane riding she dared, her sweetheart began to think of a plan where they could be wed overhead. So he said, I will get an airship right away, a neat one to hold about two. Then smiling with joy, she said to her boy, you're the captain and I am the crew. Take me up, up, up with you, dearie, away up to the sky. Sail around the moon for a quiet spoon, just the past and you and I. Let us float, float, float through the clouds and just have a lot of fun. We'll go up, up, up as two and then come down as one. Take me up along with you, me darling, do, and let us go away into a latitude about as near as anybody that has ever reached the sky. We can sail around the lunar planet, making love and hugging every time we can it, with nobody in the aeroplane except the parson, you and I. We could float a little, flying boat a little, while we wrote a little.